Let's see what we're doing here. Did I block it? Oh, what's up, everybody? So, got a couple updates for you. I'm going to try to stay away from the bleak stuff, by the way. You know, we talked enough about that. If you haven't seen it, I just did a full-on update over on, what was it? Over on the Dayton tragedy, which isn't something that, I love talking about. We're going to take a nighttime park walk. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go through the little park you won't ever see me go through, but nobody should be in there. So why not do that? So anyway, we did an update on that, and just some really big bullet points that the media already got wrong is that it was in fact his best friend that was with his sister that this person shot. That's number one. So not her boyfriend. He is alive. It was odd that he's a Raytheon employee. I thought that was a little bit bizarre. But we covered that in depth. A ton of stuff. Karma, get on the sidewalk. You know what? Let's switch it up here. You can go over on this side. Come on. No. I want you on that side if you can't do it. Oh, maybe we won't. Some hippie kids just went over into the park. So we'll just take a street walk. Anyway, so we had that news, and if you saw the headline on this, there are new charges on R. Kelly. 8 people and 1 thumb. Come on, guys. Let's give the Burmese Brigade a boost. So what are the new R. Kelly charges? By the way, I don't think R. Kelly is ever getting out. I think this is it. I think finally, if you will, justice is coming to R. Kelly. He got another charge of pandering, I think, to a 17-year-old girl, giving her $200 and a concert ticket. I think the federal charges on him are going to stick. He's going to remain in prison. And that is a huge, huge win for just about everybody, in my opinion. It shows you that eventually some of these people can be caught. Nobody's untouchable. Doesn't matter how much money they are. And that's really the test, if you will, of the Epstein case. Now, next part of my little headline, Lindsay Lohan and the Saudi prince. Now, I'm not trying to cover tabloid bullshit. I think that this is kind of an important story because it shows you how the world works and how perception is everything. So it's going around in the media that the Saudi prince has given Lindsay Lohan a credit card, and she's flying around and she's buying stuff and she's got a car. And again, like I said, to me, this is just perception of how the world works. You may frame this guy as some kind of a torturer, but really, what is the Saudi Arabian prince? He's part of the ruling class. He is a ruthless dude, but I'm sure he's charismatic and charming. I mean, remember, this is a guy that had one of the biggest coup-like events in history there. And again, 6 thumbs up, 43 watching. Come on, guys. Let's boost that Burmese Brigade. Help me out here. I need your help. We're nighttime strolling in Oneonta talking about the real deal. And believe me, we all know that Lindsay Lohan has not been the center of morality. She's going to go for things. Come on, Carm. She's going to go for things of a material nature. But, it again shows you how the world works. And Saudi Arabia is notorious for sex trafficking of women. Notorious for it. And talk about, abuse of rights of women. When we want to talk about the rest of the Middle East, we don't talk about Saudi Arabia at all. Why? Because they're our military ally. They're our oil ally. And they're really becoming much more of a technological ally with people like Jared Kushner, like, yeah, let's give them some nuclear energy. Why not? When Trump spent that time over in the United Kingdom with the royal family, and he spent time with Prince Andrew, their main arms dealer. Let me repeat that, Prince Andrew, their main arms dealer. A lot of people didn't talk about the fact that, hey, the Saudi Arabian royal family's there too. And that's how it works. Oh, so, I saw that story and I just thought to myself, it's all about optics. For instance, the video I did what are you doing? Oh, it looks like you got to pee, huh? You're smelling some dog action? She's got some dog action smelling here. Yep, she's marking. So, what do I mean all about optics? Well, Jamal Khashoggi. No one wanted to talk about how, come on, we'll cross. We're getting a little light. A lot of people are watching some dark stuff. No one wanted to talk about how Jamal Khashoggi seemed to have all sorts of establishment and intelligence ties and was probably got caught up in a spy game. And that Jamal Khashoggi's uncle was Adnan Khashoggi, the billionaire playboy arms dealer that facilitated weapons deals for Iran-Contra. No, that wasn't on the table at all, okay? That wasn't to be discussed. So you just had to hear, well, that Saudi Arabian prince is evil and Trump's his buddy. And again, that's very small level geopolitics. But today, while I was doing the Tulsi Gabbard breakdown, Anderson Cooper at least 5 times, well, you're going to say that Bashir Assad is a murderer and a torturer. I mean, he's a murderer and a torturer, right? I mean, he's a murderer and a torturer. Tulsi, he's a murderer and a torturer. We're not going to let you get away with it. Is he a murderer and a torturer? Meanwhile, she's trying to tell the truth about the geopolitical situation with Al-Qaeda in that region. And I'm sorry about the light, but this is Darktown, Oneonta. It's spooky. It's spooky. And although she was able to get off, in my opinion, an amazing amount of truth and own Anderson Snakey McSnake, I'm showing my true colors, Cooper, it shows you how the mainstream media tries to spin everything. But behind the scenes, hey, we're all just rich people. We get to do what we want. As long as you align with globalization, as long as you align with the United States power structure taking over that whole region of Eurasia and beyond, you're going to be fine. Gravy train with biscuit wheels. And one of the other things I really liked about that Tulsi interview with Anderson Cooper was the fact that she brought up Libya. Libya, the forgotten war. AFRICOM. Nobody ever talks about our operations in Somalia or anywhere else. No, I see you smelling. Not happening. Sorry. Our operations in Somalia and the Sudan. Okay? It is global spectrum dominance. Full spectrum dominance. Globalization. That's the deal. And we got a nation right now that's obsessed with minutia that really has nothing to do with the big picture of this military industrial complex. Instead, you got them fighting about stupid identity politics issues, race issues that don't matter, because I got news for you. Number one, the people at the top do not give a flying fuck if you are a white person, if you are an Asian person, if you are an African person, if you are a Mexican person, etc., etc. If you're not part of their club, if you're not part of their elitist group, a Saudi person, Middle East, they don't fucking care. They don't fucking care about you. You're a fucking number. And they got you listening to fucking people like Nadler and O'Rourke and Cooper and Maddow and all these people that are trying to divide a nation over a couple of real big tragedies. Huge tragedies. One of which, at least for the moment, has some questions to it. And we've asked those questions and we'll continue to ask those questions. But one of it's pretty cut and dry. I just did that video on the shooter because I was telling you from the beginning that this was a crazy person. And I guarantee all the red flags were there, and they were. Just to give you a little synopsis of what we went over. The fact that, one, this kid, we had known for, a decade? Back in 2010, had threatened to shoot up his school, made a kill and rape list. Numerous people went on the record saying they were not surprised after the fact. All right, so he told you who he was. You knew who he was. He acted this way at work as well. He texted and threatened people, etc., etc., etc. And then you still had him as a part of the JROTC program, the military program getting kids ready to enlist. You're train them with weapons like this one. And you know what? If you read that, the other member of the JROTC said, yes, he was always talking about morbid things. He was talking about decapitations, killing, had a sick sense of humor. But when he was with a gun, it had a soothing effect on him. Isn't that lovely? That's the person we put a weapon in his hands while he was in high school. And remember, Nick Cruz, also a member of the JROTC. That's something the media won't touch. Because you know what? It goes beyond left and right. It asks a question about whether our military should be doing that and what kids they should be encouraging to use those weapons. It has nothing to do with fucking video games, etc., etc., etc. Left-right, racist nonsense rhetoric. Nope. It concerns real stuff. And that's the truth. And it's sad, man. You know, I wish I had some happier stories to go over. I guess the Tulsi Gabbard story was kind of happy because she really did own the mainstream media and let them know about the lies in Syria, in the Middle East, within our military, etc., etc. So that was a good one. All right. Well, obviously it's dark. I'm in the park. Me and Karma are wrapping it up. I appreciate you guys so much. I'll probably be back in the morning unless some crazy news breaks tonight and I happen to be up. With that being said, if you're not subscribed to the Burmese Brigade, get on it. We do a lot more than just these really dark walk and talks that are hard to watch. I promise you. And I got to go fund me. We're a little over halfway in cash. We're about 2/3 of the way through the month, but I believe we're going to make it up. So thank you all that have been supporting me, and I'll see you on the flip side.